Hello, everyone, and welcome. In today's live stream video, we'll be going to discuss the various e-commerce platforms, and my guest will share his tips and strategies and to help us add selling remote controls to our reselling lineup. Every Wednesday, I attempt to have a live stream, and I usually interview another reseller and have them share their tips, trips, and techniques to make us more knowledgeable and profitable resellers. If you're interested in reselling, then you are in the right place. Let me just say hello to a couple of people in the chat, and as I like to say, we will get this party started. We have Miss Sharon in the chat. I believe the notices went out. Like I said, sometimes YouTube is a little slow, so if you're watching the replay, guys, just a reminder, you're going to want to make sure you subscribe because sometimes they unsubscribe you, and make sure you have the all notifications bell checked off. So Miss Sharon is in the chat, my moderator, and like I said, I like to keep the people watching the replay waiting. So let me bring on my guest, and then we'll have him introduce himself, and we will get started. Hello, Mr. Randy.
Hello there.
Why don't you introduce yourself, sir, to the people that don't know you?
Okay, I'm Randy Fasig. I've been doing this for a whole lot of years, and it's something I enjoy doing, and it's easy most of the time.
It's easy, okay. And you're up in the Pennsylvania, and you do wholesale and you do resale.
Yeah, we're in Eastern Pennsylvania. We started manufacturing. We do a lot of different resale items. You know, today we're going to talk about remote controls. It's not something you can necessarily make a living on, but it's a nice, easy stream of income with very little startup.
Very little startup, and I guess it's relatively easy to store, and like I said, not a huge investment as well, right?
No, you can have a pretty good operation with about 4 feet of space that's maybe 18 inches deep.
Oh, okay. So you get a couple of bids, whatever. I mean, obviously you can get into that as far as storing it and all, but yeah, I mean, I think it's an opportunity. And again, I've been thinking about getting into it. I have a list of questions I'm going to ask Randy, guys. So we're just going to kind of routinely go through the things that came to my mind. If I were to sell remote controls, what would I want to know about them? And I'm going to have Randy, who's the expert about that, talk to us. We're going to get started. Let's see what my first question is. Refresh my memory. My first question was, what types of remote controls sell best for you?
They all do. I mean, there's a lot of remote controls that I threw to the side and I said, you know what? Who in the world is going to buy this? A Sony Betamax remote. Well, you know what? I put it up and 2 days later it was gone. But it sat for almost a year in the corner. I didn't want to mess with it. I didn't want to clean it. I didn't want to do a whole lot with it. I thought it's not going to sell because who in the world has Sony Betamax? Well, a whole lot more people have Sony Betamax than have remote controls for Sony Betamax. So that makes them pretty rare.
And so I guess like anything else, remotes tend to go bad or to break or.
Remotes are easy. They're easy to test. All you need is a couple of batteries and a smartphone.
That was one of the things. I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about that. I was going to add that into my list, and I actually had forgotten to put that in my list. And I know there's a trick. We don't have to do it right now, but eventually during the presentation, can you try to show us how you would test a remote? I mean, we don't have to do it from the start from the get go, but just I could take a break somewhere in between. If you can grab your smartphone, and you can show us how to do it.
Yeah, I'm not a technology wizard by any means, and you really don't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it myself. I've tried it, and I don't have a remote handy, or I would do it myself. But
let me see if I can find my smartphone. It's smarter than I am. I mean, basically, all you do is you turn it on, you put it on selfie mode, you point the remote control at it, and you see the little red light that blinks, and you know that it works. You test. I don't think you need to test 100% of the buttons, but if you want to do that, hey, that's okay too.
You just click on the button and you'll see like the little infrared, the red dot on
most of them. Some are not infrared, so.
Oh, so how do you test those?
I honestly don't know. Usually they light up in some form or another, and you can
somewhere they light up to show you that's working.
you can pretty much guess. I probably threw about 40 of them away because I figured they didn't work.
That's
When
what
I
I would
didn't
have
see when I didn't see the red light, and then I realized that there is no red light on them.
Wow. Okay.
And
Just as an aside, I mean, do you know off the top of your head some of the brands that would apply to, or the types?
I honestly don't remember. Because I sell so many remotes that are so different. I don't know if it'd work in a mirror in the dark room.
You would think, right?
I never tried it, but I don't see why
That
it
makes
wouldn't.
sense, right?
I'll have to
You would
try
think.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's what came up because everyone pretty much has a smartphone handy. So I guess that's kind of was the thing. That's why that came up. That test was it was convenient for everyone to do it. But I would think that would work. But I guess you don't know until you try it, right?
I don't
Like anything
know.
else.
I know one of my employees has a regular flip phone yet, so he
The
doesn't
flip
want
phone.
to.
That's an aside. I heard somebody's coming back with flip phones, so I'm sure to be popular. That was
That's
my
not going to
favorite phone
work.
back in the day. Right? Did you ever have the StarTAC, the Motorola StarTAC? But they were like the Star Trek communicators, but the antennas kept breaking.
Yeah, I had a Razor
Okay.
when the Razors came out. Those are
Gotcha.
pretty neat phones. I like that. But yeah, I came up with about 13 inexpensive items that you need to get into the smartphone business, or
Okay,
the
let's get
not
into that then.
smartphone, but the remote business.
Remote control business, right?
It's a they're items that sell quickly. You don't have a lot of investments in them. You pay about 50 cents for the average remote if you're going to buy them, and I suggest starting out buying 50 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. You don't get very many returns. The ones you get returns for are the ones that don't have backs and the people didn't understand that they don't have a back. Those are the ones I pretty much get back.
Meaning it and it potentially doesn't have it back, or it just was shipped that way, and
The
you
battery
disclose it in the
cover is
listing.
missing.
Okay, you disclosed it in the listing that was missing the back.
Yeah, I never thought people would buy those, but actually they do. You just don't
Okay,
get as much money for them.
gotcha.
And of course, you don't want to pay as much money for them either.
True. All right, well let's continue with your 13 list. List of 13.
Well, the first thing I suggest, and that's if you're going to sell them on eBay, I find that eBay they sell quicker and they sell for more money. Not
On
that they
eBay,
won't sell.
eBay is the best platform.
They'll sell on Amazon, and they'll sell on
Yeah, because you can sell used
Walmart.com.
electronics on Amazon, but they sell at a higher price on eBay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good to know.
I haven't tried them on Facebook yet, but I imagine you could sell them on Facebook. I see.
Better get on it, Randy. Sharon's in the chat. She's gonna chastise you for not selling it on Facebook.
Hey, I'm excited about that video the other week, Sharon. That really did well, and I evidently ended up getting a call from Facebook. I actually now have a Facebook rep.
There you go.
That calls me about every 2 weeks.
Really?
And we're working on a project together.
Oh, nice.
And so that kind of came out of that.
That's cool. So you go, Sharon. You hooked Randy up. So we talk about networking, guys. Here is another one.
That's right.
Networking.
That's how I got into remote controls. Somebody in a chat said, remote controls are pretty good and they're easy. Right. So I looked up to see who did some YouTube videos, and I said, boy, this looks easy. I can probably do this. I'm not that stupid.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist to solve remote controls, right?
No, they're a whole lot more simple than most things.
Yeah,
and they have to be simple.
Again, we're going to get into that, the shipping and everything. But I mean, again, I talk about I don't really like selling jeans, but I mean, like the other day, I had to ship out a pair of jeans, like a stunad. I mean, that's an Italian word. I'm not Italian. I don't know why you say stunad, but I work with Italians and people over the years. Where stunad means stupid. I walked out of the house the other day. I had to get some blood work and different things done, and I walked out of the house without my shipping. So I came home. It literally took me 2 minutes to pack a pair of jeans. That's why I love jeans, but everything else about them I don't like. But I mean, you take them out of the bag and then put them in another bag, put a piece of tape on them, put them in the padded flat rate, flip it over, tape at the ends, and then put the label on, and if I had the thermal printer labels, would be even quicker, which you and I have discussed. I'm not trying to get into that, but I mean, I don't think it took me 2 minutes to package it.
This is my main package for
I was going to ask you about that shipping.
sending out remote controls. It's a basic padded envelope.
Padded envelope and a particular size, I guess. This kind of standard.
I think it's like 5 by 10.
5 by 10. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller than the free ones you get, and that's why my first recommendation is to get an eBay store.
Yeah, I had a free one around here somewhere. Oh yeah, it looks a little small. I had this size. I didn't measure. This is a. Let's see what this one is. I think it's a little small though. This is 8 by 9.
But you're not in
small, right?
8 by 9 will still work.
Okay.
This is the free.
I got a bunch of those. Yeah. I mean, mine's just blue and white. Yours is oblong. Mine is a little more square.
Yeah, yours is for a like a compact disc.
Right.
Okay, these are a little bit bigger, but the average, and they weigh 4 ounces. Okay, you can't really.
I guess you're more familiar because you do a lot of shipping. The new pricing on shipping, the furthest zone with 4 ounces is what, right around $4, a little better, $4.
$3.49 if you.
Well, you got the commercial rate plus, so I guess So $4 ish is about right.
Right. You know, the nice thing about remote controls is there's so many different ones that you could get a group of people together and basically share your resources. Okay, because the more you buy, the cheaper it's going to get. So you could virtually, I mean, let's face it, if you don't want to keep the stuff in your house, okay, you rent a storage unit. Well, the storage unit is too big for a remote control business. But maybe if there's 5 or 6 of you together doing remote controls, believe me, it's not going to cannibalize each other. This is one of those things that 6 people could sell them and not really compete, but they could share the resources by buying in bigger quantities.
Like you had said, you have bought Gaylords. You know, guys, if you're not familiar with Gaylords, if you've seen like these shows about the liquidation shows or those big, huge cardboard boxes that are, I mean, Randy, you would know better than me. What are they, about 5 foot wide by about 6-7 foot high?
Not that big. They're 4 foot by 4 foot by 4 foot.
Oh, they're square. I thought they were taller than it. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's okay. So you could get together with 3 or 4 other resellers and maybe buy a Gaylord. And well, how many, ballpark, again, you would know better than I would. How many would you guesstimate are in a Gaylord remote step?
5,000.
5,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. Even with 5 people, it's 1,000 apiece.
That'll take you quite a while.
Yeah. So I guess we better eliminate the Gaylord out of it for the small time sellers.
Yeah. So, but I'd say get an eBay starter store.
Right.
All right. Then at least you're going to get this for free, and you're probably going to get enough to fit your needs. And start with 100 remote controls. You don't need to buy a Gaylord,
right?
Even
right.
if there's 5 or 6 of you. Okay, you can buy from Casey's site liquidations for less. You know, you can buy them. I buy them off of eBay.
You buy lots off eBay.
Yeah, I mean, I buy them from Casey as well.
Right.
But I buy them from eBay.
Mm-hmm.
I buy them from Facebook.
There's people doing bulk lots as well on Facebook.
Oh yeah. I had a guy I bought 400 from.
Okay.
On Facebook, and they were all new.
Nice.
And I got them for 50 cents.
I probably should ask this, but they didn't fall off the truck, did they?
No. This guy has a regular electronics company.
Oh, okay.
And he doesn't use the remotes. So
use the remotes. Okay.
No. And he basically rents things out to large concert venues.
Okay.
And there's still some small time equipment that you need for the monitors and some things that you wouldn't see on behind the stage, you would see them, but not out in the audience.
Okay, so what type of things would these remotes be for then? Like more commercial grade things?
No, they're for regular consumer type stuff.
Oh, like televisions and that type of thing?
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I had some remotes for air conditioners that were
Okay.
here. My wife said, throw those things out. We haven't had those air conditioners in years. I said, you know what? I'm going to sell them. And she said, you'll never sell them. I put them up. They were gone in 15 minutes.
You never know, right? You got to list it to sell it, guys.
There was money sitting in the drawer.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got them for nothing. And you can sell remotes for space heaters. You can sell remotes for anything, little cars. It just doesn't have to be TVs or stereos or
I'd heard. I don't know how
players.
you would know better than I hear like the remotes for like adjustable bed cell wall too.
Well, I never tried those, but ceiling fans. There's
Ceiling fans, right? I'm
remotes
sure
for
they get lost
everything.
or broken. Yep.
And they're fairly easy.
Right.
I mean, so you start out with 100 remotes. Okay, let's say, what are you going to spend altogether? You got a business that you're going to get into for, I would say, under $200.
Right, because you said your rule of thumb is you want to get it under $2, right? The purchase price in general.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody has remotes and they're all new and they're all clean and they're all tested, I'll pay $2 a piece for them. I know.
What about used ones that are untested?
I'm pretty much stuck at about $1/2, depending on if they're not Yamaha or Denon or some of the high end.
Okay.
Some of the high end videos things, because they'll go for $30 or $40 a piece.
So if they're just all right, so just for just run of the mill tested remotes, buck a piece with shipping, ballpark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can still make money on those. I try to get them for less. Everybody
Right.
does.
Sure.
Okay. And if I'm gonna, if somebody says, you know what, I haven't tested these, but they're pretty good, in pretty good condition, I can pretty much think, well, okay, if they're not, they're going to have a return. I had one guy who, sent me 35 remotes and 17 of them were defective. And I said, look, I just want half my money back. I don't want all of it back. I said, well, I sold them to you, unseen. Well, unseen is one thing, but when most of your things are broke, I don't want them. That's not unseen. That's ridiculous. Yeah, and I've had a lot of things that I said, that'll never sell.
So
Those
on that particular sale, how did you purchase that? Was it through eBay
that
or
was through eBay.
And you went to PayPal, or how did you handle it?
No, I just said, you know what, you
Make
can
it
have
make
them
it
all
right,
back,
or
or
I'm gonna have to file a claim. Yeah.
yeah, and that was it. And I thought that was fair.
Sure.
I said, look, I'm not asking you for the whole amount back.
Right.
I know that I could get the whole amount back, but I'm going to be fair with you.
Right.
And okay, so maybe you didn't know, but I want you to share half that you don't know with me, because you didn't know, I didn't know. I took a chance, you took a chance. Why should I be the only one that suffers?
So 50% of the units didn't work. So you don't
Right.
want to pay for 34 units when these 17 or 18 work. Yeah.
Now I don't know if those 18 will sell. At least at the time, I didn't know.
Right.
But they do sell. Sooner or later, it doesn't matter how goofy they are. There's a buyer out there. They used to say,
yeah. Again, you do things a little bit differently because you're more high volume. How do you handle that? Do you prepackage all your remotes when you process them?
Yeah, this is what they look like when they go out.
Okay.
Okay, you can see the nice eBay free tape they gave me.
Right.
Okay, I number them.
Okay.
I have bins numbered from 1 to 55.
Right.
Okay, each bin has 36 items in it. Okay, the bin starts out with the number 24. All right, and the remote, since there's 36 letters in the alphabet, the remote gets a a letter and not a number.
Okay.
I don't just throw it in a bag. I put it in a plastic bag. Okay, because that leads me to the other things that I do. All right. I clean all my remotes because nobody wants a dirty remote. And believe me, they commit.
That was one of my questions.
Bad.
How do you prep them, and how do you check them? I guess you have to check the battery compartment. I'm sure you'll get into all of that.
Yep. This is what I use to clean my remotes.
Okay, is that one of those like Dollar Tree brands or something?
I got this for 37 cents.
37 cents. Okay.
It was a closeout. But here's the thing. Bleach.
With bleach. Okay. And that doesn't damage it, the bleach.
No. Bleach is used for sanitizing in all your restaurants.
Right.
Now, I'll tell you how to make restaurant sanitizer. Okay. And if you call the health department, they will certify that this is true. In 1 gallon of water, you put 1 capful, that's it, of bleach. And that's sanitizer.
1 capful, okay.
Well, that's all you need, 1 capful.
Okay.
See, you go out and you get a jug of water. I don't care what kind it is, distilled water, spring water, tap water.
Right.
All right. You put a capful of bleach in it. You put the cap in, you shake it up.
Right.
And you have a gallon of sanitizer. That way you can tell your buyer that you've cleaned and sanitized it.
Gotcha. Clean and sanitized, right.
Now, that's a big thing now with
sure, everything. Yeah, we don't want to mention that word. Not that I'm monetized.
With that C19 stuff.
Yeah, we're not supposed to say that. I'm not monetized. Yeah. It doesn't matter on my channel, but the YouTube guys will say those words.
The other thing you need is a battery tester.
A battery tester. There we go.
Okay. I bought this on eBay for $4.
I was going to ask you about the batteries. So you're not manually testing them with your phone. You're using a battery tester. Or are you doing both?
Well, you need a battery to test it on your phone.
True.
Okay. So, and the thing of it is, if you put bad batteries in, it's not going to work. Then you're going to throw it away, and it's the batteries that are bad, not the remote.
Not the remote. Okay. So rule of thumb is you replace the battery on all your remotes? Is that what you do?
Well, when you buy used remotes, they don't come with batteries.
Okay, that was my question too. And my question was, when you ship it, do you ship with batteries?
No.
So I know the USPS's rules with batteries and things.
No.
No what?
It doesn't matter because you're shipping them first class.
Okay.
You're not shipping them airmail.
Okay. So as long as now it's going to be all ground first class anyway, so it really doesn't matter.
But I don't ship with batteries anyway.
You do not batteries?
Batteries cost money.
So you test it to make sure it's working, and then you ship it without the battery.
Right.
Okay.
Now, the good thing is you buy remotes in bulk. A lot of them do have batteries in.
Right.
But you got to test them. Because if they don't work, they're no good.
You do not ship with batteries in them.
No, never.
Okay.
Okay. So
now, what about when you open up the battery compartment? You check if there's any oxidation or anything in the battery compartment?
Yes. And there is a lot. Okay. And, I thought I had all this stuff organized, and I didn't. But what I do is I go to the, here it is. This is what I use.
Okay.
CRC battery cleaner. AutoZone, I think, has it.
Okay.
At least one of those stores have it.
One of those, right? All supply stores, sure.
Okay, this will probably last you about 6 months to a year.
Oh, okay, that's plenty.
All right, so that's another thing.
Some kind of. Do you use paper towels, or do you use some kind of cloth, or what do you use?
I use a rag.
Use a rag, okay.
Yeah, this is what it looks like after I've used it a while.
Okay.
So you can see that cleaning remotes is not the nicest thing. And I have to be honest with you. Some are so bad I just throw them away because they're not worth cleaning up.
True, especially when you have $1 invested, right? Yeah,
I
time is
mean,
money.
yeah, that's right. If you
Yeah,
got a half a buck invested in, and you got to spend 4 hours to clean it,
you're
you
gonna
got
make $8 or $7 after fees, right?
yeah. I pretty much say the average sale on remotes is about $12 because you're going to have some that are crummy and some that are good.
Well, that was the other question I should have had written down, which I didn't write down. Do you do sell price plus shipping, or do you do it with free shipping?
I do it all. I do it with free shipping and free returns.
Okay, so when you're saying $12, that's the cost with free shipping.
Correct.
Okay, and that's about your average selling price, including shipping. All right, so you're making $5-ish, $5-6 per
$5 or
mile.
$6.
Okay.
You know, I,
I mean, you're higher volume than a lot of us, but you're what, a half a dozen a day or 4 or 5 a day that you're selling typically?
yeah.
And again, that triggers the algorithm. Cassini, you're making sales. I don't think Cassini realizes that it's a $5 sale or a $12 sale or a $100 sale. It just sees activity.
No, they really just want to see movement.
Right.
So
I know I talked to some people about selling replenishables, cosmetics or food products or whatever, and we all can't get into that category. But again, it's lower profit, but it's volume, and like I said, it triggers the algorithm that you're making sales.
Costco loses money every time they sell a chicken or a hot dog.
Well, I know Sam was losing money on me because I buy about 3 to 4 chickens a week.
Yeah, and you know what? They're darn good. But I'll tell you what, Costco is of the 3 major wholesale clubs, Costco is the most profitable.
Right, and you said we had discussed that pre-chat. You said you like their private label, think they're better quality.
The only thing I hate about Costco, if I go there on a Saturday, there are 700 people in front of me in line to check out.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And that's not even, I mean, literally the line to get in line to check out goes completely around the store at least twice.
Yeah, that's annoying. I don't want to deal with that. Thanks for the heads up. I think I'll stick with BJ's or Sam's if I can. Then.
If you go in at the right time of day, you're all right. But
Right.
if you go in at the wrong time of day, you could virtually go shopping. One of you stands in line while the other one shops.
Yeah, because by the time they get to the front of the line, yep.
But yeah, I think it's worth it. Now, the batteries you're going to need are going to be AAAs, AA's. Okay, these are the AAAs. And of course, they're Costco brand.
Okay.
I should get paid from Costco.
Yeah, you get sponsored.
Anyway, 9-volt. There's not going to be many remotes that take 9 volts, but you might as well you can buy one 9-volt at the dollar store. It's not going to last a long time, but you're not going to use it that much.
Right.
And those round type watch batteries.
Yes.
Okay. There are remotes that take other batteries, but believe me, just throw them out.
Yeah, you would. Again, you're the expert, but I would think between the watch batteries, the AAA's, and like you said, the 9 volts is probably what 95% of the batteries.
Yeah, the AA and AAA is really 95%.
Right.
The other ones, I use the brush. Okay, 89 cents at the dollar store.
Okay.
And then I use this. This is my little handy dandy pair of pliers.
What do you use that for?
Sometimes you got to pull those batteries out because they're all corroded.
Oh, so corroded so badly. Okay.
Okay. And this has a couple of things in it. I'm not going to get them out, but you can use it to dig them out. The other thing you use are bags, plastic bags. People don't want a remote that's just thrown in an envelope.
Yeah, I don't understand how retailers do that. Like I said, I buy the cheapo, Walmart bread bags, and I always put a pair of jeans in a plastic bag. It's cost me 3 cents, and a piece of tape. What's that? Another 2 cents, 5 cents.
And a fill tip pen. So you set up a couple of dozen boxes. Okay, you mark one to however many boxes you want. And then I don't really recommend doing them more than 8 or 10 remotes at a time.
As far as taking the pictures or prepping or what?
Yeah. As far as taking the pictures and the prepping and the listing, you know what? After a while, it gets
They start blending together. It gets to you, and yeah,
it gets pretty redundant.
With the pictures, you put the wrong pictures in the wrong listing, and yeah,
you start making mistakes.
sure, absolutely.
Okay, and then it becomes a job. Once it becomes a job, it's like, I don't really want to do this. So keep it fresh. Go on to something else.
Yeah.
Sell.
But again, we always talk about batching things. So you want to do like 7 or 8 of those, and they say if you want to jump over to something else and do again, I want to say jeans, but you want to do like 5, 6 pair of jeans, do your jeans, or 5, 6 of something else. But you want to batch like things together. It just makes easy the process.
Find a few things you like, and don't be afraid to fail. Henry Ford failed quite a few times.
Quite a few times, absolutely.
Okay, and we're still driving Fords.
True.
So it's the Etzel was a real bomb.
Right.
So yeah, they're going to fail. Okay, and so are you. And if you can't worry about failing. A lot of things are failures. A lot of things. I've made so many. I've received so many things that were shipped to me by mistake that were the wrong item that ended up being really good sellers. If I would have, caught an attitude and sent them back and said, hey, you crummy person, you sent me something I didn't order. That's not what I wanted. Oh, I'd be a whole lot poorer.
Yeah, and sometimes if you don't have a lot of money invested, it's worth a try. Like you said, if it doesn't sell, eventually you just reduce the price, or if it doesn't sell, then either you donate it or you just throw it away.
That's right. Or you put it up.
I don't know if I told you. I think I told you, Randy. I was watching Pete Craigslist Hunter, and he had it was a remote. It was a remote, and his eBay lister, he has an eBay lister now, and of course I'm having a brain freeze. I can't remember her name, but she came out and she's showing Pete. Pete's doing a video in the store, and she's there like, you see this? He goes, yeah. He goes, and then she had like a bin number, like you do with like a bin number and a number, and he goes, how old is that? He goes, well, from that bin number, we're talking probably 5 years. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, do you know you have this listed for $8.95, including free shipping? And he says, oh, okay. We've had it relisted it for 5 years, so an insertion fee every month for 5 years. So he takes it, he flips it over his shoulder and throws it in a trash can. He had lost money on that item.
Yeah, it happened. Hey, there's, what? I like to buy lots of the same thing.
Right.
For instance, let's say this remote here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have no problem with buying 10 or 12 or 100, because then I only got to list it once.
What's your theory while we're on that? As far as quantities, would you list like 3 or 4? Because like kind of like you lose clothes, or would you literally list you wouldn't list the 100 quantity, right?
Well, on remotes, I would list one at a time.
Okay, individually you would list them. You wouldn't list that like one item, and with 3 or 4, you would just list one.
If I have 80 of these, I'm going to list 80 of them.
80 individual listings?
No, one listing with 80 available.
Well, that was my question to you.
Yeah.
Would you put a quantity of 80, or would you put like say 5, and then like so it doesn't look like you have a real lot? They there's a demand for it. Or you would literally just list 80. I mean, I'm asking you because your experience.
No,
in my mind, it's like I'm thinking, well, should I list 5? Should I list 3? Should I list 50? Should I list 80? Well, what's your experience?
Sometimes if I have 80, I only list 1. See, that way they go, oh, they only have 1. I better get it now.
Well, that was my theory. That's why I'm asking you. I mean, I don't know. I'm asking you what's your experience.
I've had others, especially with new ones. I will list, 25.
Okay.
Maybe I have 80, but I'm not necessarily going to list 80 because I've already sold 25 to one person.
Right.
On used ones, I don't think people are going to want to buy 25 used ones.
True.
So, You know, the one trick I use is when I search these, I look at the number, okay? Because every remote should have a number. They don't, but everyone should.
So the model number, basically, right? For the
Right.
remote.
That's how people are going to search,
Right.
by the model number that they want. So when I look at what's up there on that model number, I pull up the best match.
Okay.
Okay. Then I hit that little button that says, have one to sell? Because they're on the top of the search. So there
Well, yeah,
must be
there you go. There's a pro tip.
there must be a reason. And when you hit that, for some reason, I think a little bit of their following comes over to you. I could be wrong.
Could be.
I could be wrong, but I'll tell you what, I sell enough to make me think I am right. So if I think I'm right, just let me be happy and think that way.
I don't know if it was you or I've interviewed dozens of resellers on this channel, and it comes up in the conversations, and that's kind of what some of the better resellers say. Find out the people that are doing volume on the particular items, and see how they present it. What their pictures look like, what their pricing looks like, and then kind of like follow them. And then if you can, sell somewhere, because obviously I think it was you, one of the people that actually told me that. Sell somewhere, because obviously they figured it out.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're number one in search.
Right.
So if I'm going to follow somebody, at least let me follow the winner.
True.
Okay. And
you want to follow that. You want to follow that lead dog. You don't want to follow the guy that's running behind.
I don't want to go down to the guy who's on the second page.
Yeah, exactly.
And I also want to figure out, how can I make mine sound a little bit more attractive?
Right. And sometimes it's because they know they got the keywords down, or the title down, or they have they have a system down, and then it's working for them.
I call it my remote dating site. If you're going to romance the remote, you got to make her sound good.
Exactly.
And
no, that's very good.
And so that's how I usually sell. But if you look at the list that I went through, okay, there's nothing here that's very expensive. All right, a felt tip pen. You can get them at the dollar store, 2 for $1. Tape, $2. Maybe you can go to the dollar store and get those too. Bags, you can get sandwich bags if worst comes to worst.
Right.
Okay, rags. Tear up some of those old clothes you can't sell. All right, cleaner. All right, what? Less than $10 a can.
You said less than 6 months.
Everybody has an old toothbrush.
True.
Okay, batteries.
2 for $1.
You got like
what triple A's and double A's are, but yeah.
Maybe $4 invested in some cheap batteries.
Right.
All right. A battery tester is $5.
So you get that on eBay for about $5.
Yep. And there's probably 10 people selling them.
Right.
So it's not
all the same model, just different model numbers. Though they're all made at the same price factory in China, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure that's where they come from.
Private label, yeah.
But the good thing is, they must be really dirt cheap, but they work pretty good.
Yeah. So, and then for $5, if they work for a year, they work for 6 months, you just buy another one.
Sure. So the most expensive thing is spending $50 for remotes, and
right.
Have whatever it costs you for an eBay store.
Right. As far as researching the prices, again, do you have philosophy on that? Do you just search on eBay for your experiences that eBay sells at the highest dollar volume, even better than Amazon? So you compare solds and you check current listings, or how do you do it?
That's too much work for me. I'm sorry, I'm lazy.
No, that's why you're here. You're an expert. I don't know. I'm asking.
I take the guy who's at the top of the search, and I basically sometimes I undercut him, sometimes I price it higher.
Okay, so when you do a search, you'll just type in, when you're saying solds, or you're looking for listings?
I'm looking for listings.
Current listing. So you see who's the guy that has number one in the search, and then you set your price according to what his price is. Okay.
I've sold enough of these that I know.
There you go. I want to know how you did it, because obviously you have experience. I don't have experience doing this. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, I don't jump over to the solds because.
Okay. That's what I want to know.
It's kind of a different animal altogether.
Right.
Other times I jump over to the solds, but
like it's something too where you're making $5-6. What are you going to spend? 30 minutes researching one remote.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense. Profit wise.
I know I can
turn money.
I know I can turn them fairly quick. I have,
and again, this is me. I always say, what happens when you assume. But I'm assuming you have a template for your remotes. It would just make things much more easy, right, to list them.
Yeah. I have a little search term at the top that says, these have been tested, cleaned, and sanitized. That's
right. Clean and sanitized. Your cup of bleach in a gallon of water. Not cup, your cap of bleach.
Cap of bleach in a gallon of water. Okay. And, that I guarantee them for 30 days. Well, I have to. Those are eBay's rules.
You come off like you're a hero, but they said eBay's rules anyway, right?
Yeah, everybody likes it. Oh, he guarantees it.
He guarantees it for 30 days.
Well, yeah, everybody has to, but you know what? I'm not being dishonest. I guarantee them for 30 days.
Right.
And people write me and say, will this work with my TV? I said, well, I don't know. Why don't you buy it and try it? If it doesn't, return it. I offer free returns.
Yeah.
I mean, what am I going to pay to return it? Another $3? So what?
Right.
I get very few back, and I make so much more on the fact that I get a 10% discount. And the good thing about them charging me for both the remote and the shipping is they discount me on both the remote and the shipping.
Okay.
On my fees. So either way,
right.
I
got you.
I don't take free returns on everything.
Right.
Okay, but on that I do.
Well, you're top rated plus seller, and because you offer your free shipping and free returns, and you're top rated, so you get the additional discount on your shipping.
So there's plus, the other thing is I like things that do volume for a couple of reasons. I'm probably not going to be working very long with some of the sites that I work with on ShipStation, because you can negotiate with a post office and they will set you up direct. And you will get the discounts very much like eBay does. Mm-hmm. See, those discounts that eBay gives you, well, they get a far greater discount.
Believe me.
Okay.
I don't know the numbers. So pretty high.
Oh, man. What the heck? I gotta go. I have a bat in my house.
You have a bat in your house?
Yeah, I don't know how it got in because I don't have any open windows.
Okay, so we need to end this here, guys.
Yeah, so I hate to go, but I'll see you later.
Guys, if any questions, well, I'll let you go. Well, I'll finish up. Thank you, Randy.
All right.
Be safe. Okay, bye-bye.
Ya.
Always something, guys. That's live streaming. I had a couple. We're kind of wrapping it up anyway. I was just going to ask you guys if you have any questions for Randy. So if you do have questions, anybody that's in the live chat, you can put them in the comment section below, after the video uploads. And Randy's good about checking the chat. And obviously I check my comments, and I'll have Randy answer your questions if you have any additional questions. Also had a couple announcements I wanted to make. So let me just check my notes here. Sharon, Red's Outpost Flipper, is in the chat. My moderator is going to be on my show in additional 2 weeks. Sharon did a great show on Facebook Marketplace. If you missed it, guys, please check it out. Go back and watch the replay if you missed it. And Sharon's going to talk about shipping. And again, we had Randy on talking about remotes, because I think that's something that a lot of us are missing, and it's relatively low cost to get into, and it seems relatively simple to sell remotes. So I thought that would be a great idea when I asked Randy to come on. He said that would be a great topic. And again, shipping, guys, especially for newer sellers, and obviously I know most of you in the chat now are not new sellers, But some of us are averse to shipping certain things like fragile things, glassware, China, that type of thing. So Sharon is going to do a show on shipping, and I posted in my YouTube section there. I wanted to know if anybody had any questions as far as shipping, as far as anything that they wanted to have Sharon, answer. What Lisa says, oh, you saw it fly behind him? Okay, I didn't see it. I've had bats in. Just to touch personal note, when I was working, you guys heard me say I was in the wine and liquor business, and I was on a trip. I was on a company trip. I earned a trip to go to, I don't know, Bahamas or Jamaica or something, and that was when I was living at home with my mother and my sister, and they had a bat. so they came in their pajamas with their coat on to pick me up at the airport because they rushed out of the house because they had a bat in their house, in my house, I should say. It was my house too at the time. So they rushed out of the hat. I've had all kind of things. I mean, you live in a house, it happens. So, but anyway, so Sharon says, send out your shipping questions so you can address them when she comes on. So Sharon will be on in 2 weeks. So that's March 24th. So again, guys, the email is in the description. It's adamsexploits@gmail.com. Or you can post if you're not a member of my Facebook group, the Reselling Rhythms Facebook group. You can instant message me in there as well. So I just want to know what you guys have any questions about as far as shipping. We're going to have Sharon set up, and we're going to have her show how she does shipping, and we're going to address some of the more difficult things to ship. And Sharon is an expert on it, and she's not hesitant to ship anything. And we were talking the other night about shipping, and she says something. Well, I just wrap it with a lot of bubble wrap, and so you can't see it. And I bounce it off the concrete outside my door, and if it bounces, it's good to go. So there's a pro tip from Sharon. But anyway, I'm sure she'll get into it. So again, Sharon will be on in 2 weeks from today. I'm having Megan Mulwiney on, guys. If you I don't know if you know Megan very well, but Megan is one of the moderators on Casey's the Rockstar Flippers channel, and Megan is super busy as a full-time mother, wife, and a reseller. Megan sells mostly clothes, but she does liquidation as well. And Megan is passionate about preparing for your retirement as a reseller. So I'm going to have Megan come on and talk about her reselling business, talk about selling clothes, talking about her resale boxes. And Megan wants to touch a little bit on, I guess you could call it, financial planning for resellers. So something different. Megan's a great person. We're going to have to push that time back next week to 9 p.m. because the issue with Megan was we could do it earlier in the day when the kids, I guess I don't know if the kids go to daycare or whatever, but she was available earlier in the day, which I thought would be bad, or she was available after she, bathes the kids and puts them to bed. So that's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern next Wednesday. So again, Megan Mulwiney is a great reseller. She sells predominantly clothes. So again, Megan's going to talk about reselling clothes and her I don't know if she calls them mystery boxes, whatever she has, a resale boxes basically. She's going to talk about financial planning as well. So again, we'll have Megan on in next Wednesday. We'll have Sharon on in 2 weeks. And again, guys, if you have any questions about shipping, please reach out to me so we can have Sharon address them when she comes on. That's about it. A couple other things, guys. I talk about this and occasionally, and you used to see me a lot more chats when I was feeling better. And I always take care of the content creators by sending super chats. And I'm not monetized, so if you guys feel you're getting some worth out of the channel and you're willing to send me a little tip, I call it. I have Buy Me a Coffee in my description below. I have PayPal, et cetera, et cetera. So again, if you feel the need to send me a little thank you, I would be greatly appreciated. Like I said, I'm buying equipment. I bought a computer. I have to buy a new monitor. I was out shopping for monitors the other day. I have to buy software to try to up my YouTube game a little bit. So that's one of the other things. So other than that, guys, I thought Randy was great. Unfortunately, he had a bat come in his house. There's not a bat in the belfry, a bat in his office. So we had to end it a little bit earlier. So if you have any additional questions for Randy, again, just put it in the comments, and I'll have Randy reach out to you, or reach out to me, I should say, and I'll answer those questions for you. So just make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way out, and make sure you're subscribed, and hit the all notification, guys. Appreciate you all being here. So I'll see you next Wednesday when I'll have Megan Mulwiney on. Thanks, guys. Take care.